Hello, my lovelies. Yes, I am here. I am here. Can you believe it? Hi, Deb. Patiently waiting, she says. I am out in the front porch. I thought I would do my live from here because, well, my office is a hot mess. And, yeah, so fun times. My office is a super hot mess. And hold on here because I have to sign in to get to my chat. How ridiculous is this? All right, there we go. Okay. I cannot do anything with the chat. From Streamlabs, they've changed absolutely everything with Streamlabs. And I have not been live and gone live since January 24th. That was my last live chat. So, actually, I don't even need my glasses because I can see. So, how are you? How are things? I'll give a couple of updates. I'm going to give a lot of updates, actually. So, currently, I've had to make a makeshift desk here because it's a very small space, obviously. I don't have a desk out here. So, anywho, I decided that at the last minute today that live, because I said I would be back to some, I actually said to some people that I would be back and I would be coming back probably in May. So I thought, well, I didn't specify what day, what exact Monday I would be back. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to go back to my old routine, my old schedule, and I'm just going to do it. So here I am. Let's see here. I honestly can't even tell you how weird this new setup is. It is the weirdest thing ever. I don't know. I don't know how delayed it is. They've kind of gone through and revamped Streamlabs for like streaming for gaming. And I'm not a gamer. I'm just not a gamer. But I did do a test run earlier, and I did a couple of them, actually. So I did a test run, and Nathan was on. Why are you giving me these?
I heard you said you wanted glasses.
No, Tony brought me my other pair of glasses. Now I have them, but I can see, so I don't need them. That's okay. So, anywho, I did this kind of a test because I'm not used to the new Streamlabs, obviously. And I got to talk to Nathan, Samson Farms, for a minute, for a little bit. And then, so I didn't delete it because I thought, oh, I got to see and talk to Nathan at least. And then I noticed that I could go live on my mobile with Streamlabs, which is really, YouTube wasn't going to let you do that. But with Streamlabs, I was able to go live from my phone. So that's awesome. I do have to go through Streamlabs or some other OBS or whatever. Another streaming situation like this. I do have to go live with that. For whatever reason, when I click into YouTube Studio and I go to set up a live and I go to go live, it doesn't show my camera. It says that my camera is in use by another program. I'm like, what are you talking about? So, anyway. Okay, I think really that's about it as far as Streamlabs go. I'm gonna size that down just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, just so I can see how many people are actually in here. I know it was late notice. I know that, you know, most people are like, yeah, she's never coming back anyway. So, but, okay. I am sitting here in the front porch that I have turned into the plant room, the greenhouse, my temporary greenhouse. And to my right here, this is actually my right, I just potted up a bunch of tomatoes. I gotta set my soda down somewhere, or it'll get spilled. I have some pizza here, a Totino's pizza. I haven't been able to eat. But I potted up. I think it's just you for now too. That's okay, Deb. So look what I did. I potted up a tray, a half a tray, mind you, half a tray of San Marzano tomatoes. And yeah, they started getting kind of leggy, so here they are. But I ended up with 37 plants that I potted up. And as you can see, I've got more. This actually behind me this is my Brussels sprouts. And you can tell they need potted up because they're super leggy and they're long. I have purple of Sicily cauliflower sitting here, and I have just white cauliflower. And then up on my top shelf, I can't really lift my laptop up to show you everything, but I do have some just early round Dutch cabbage, but they're all super long and leggy because, oh yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit. Okay, so the first thing is that when I put all of these seeds up, and then behind me I've actually got 2 trays of Roma tomatoes that every single seed that I put in the soil block actually decided to germinate, and they're also leggy. They get a lot more natural light that way, so I don't have their lights on. All right, so I put out a video on TikTok, Clapper, Instagram, and I did not share it here on YouTube. I am not really getting the views. I think people probably feel like I've fallen off the face of the earth. The views. Yeah. But I did do a video, and I did share it. I also shared it on Facebook on Royal Amethyst Acres business page. So you can see my setup. It's super cheap. It's down and dirty. I didn't, I literally, the only thing I bought was seed starting soil. And I probably really didn't need to, but I didn't really feel like going out and digging in my compost when it was, still pretty frozen. So you've been busy with 10 roosters learning to crow. Ooh. But your incubator is making lots of noise from the this morning hatched quails. Yay! That's awesome. Terry from Organic Raw Roots Farm had an attack on, I think, Friday on her farm, and she lost so much of her stuff. She lost, and they think it's a dog. Just a dog that's just running loose. Somebody's obviously not taking care of their animal, or at least training it. We'll just say that. But it killed several of her chickens. Her 2 favorites were Bon Jovi and Sia, and they were the black, they were white crested black Polish. So she's not very happy about that, and I don't blame her. I would be extremely upset. And she caught the damn dog on video, on camera, so she's really upset. She lost her peacock. She lost some turkeys. She lost, it's just completely tragic. So she, yeah, she just lost, it seems like almost everything. So she's super upset, and I don't blame her, not in any way. Oh, let's see. All the things that I've done since January. Too many things. Okay. The business, Middle of Nowhere Studio, is going pretty good. Tony is constantly busy. I just don't think he doesn't really take any time off whatsoever. He really, truly does not. If I could somehow turn you around, if I can figure out this program, I would show you. I also put up a video of our tree damage that we got, let's see, a week ago Saturday night. So we were without power for not quite 24 hours, thankfully. But it knocked the tree came down. We lost about a third of our tree, of one of our big tall trees, and it came down on our power line that runs to the house. Well, it bent the power mast, and unfortunately we had to have an electrician come out, and I got the bill for that today, and yeah, it's not good. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be, but it's still not great. You know, when you have a $600 bill. So, fun times. It was pretty much just Tony and I for cleanup from 7 until about 12:30, and we really hit it hard and heavy about 7. Now I take that back. We hit it even harder. We were like picking up things here and there until I could go over to the store that opened at 9. Did they open at 9 or 10? I think it was at 9. The farm store opened, and I could go get some fuel for the chainsaw. And so that put me down for the week. I literally have done very little this week because of all of that. So, gosh, there's just so many changes that have happened. So many changes. Oh, also, yesterday was May 1st, so it was Beltane, so blessed Beltane. And, yeah, I've had to curb myself with a lot of that stuff, so, a lot of people seem to think that they know everything about my life and you know, my practices, but they know really nothing, especially when they don't practice it themselves. They don't practice my path, so that's obnoxious. All right, I entered and won a contest on Instagram, and it was for red Roselle, which is hibiscus, hibiscus sabdarifa, or sabdarifa, depends on how you choose to pronounce it. And I got my package. So they were talking about how, first of all, they were talking about how, you know, where it grows, how it grows, blah, 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 blah. Like it was, they were talking, if you were to grow this, where would you put this? You know, what zone are you growing in, and why are you, you know, why would you be growing it, and all that other stuff. I sincerely feel like I have something stuck in my eyeball, like a hair or something. Well, what ended up happening was I actually said, I'm in zone 5 in Iowa, and we grow hibiscus here. We can grow hibiscus here. Typically, we have to start and grow for the first probably about 2 to 3 years indoors, and hibiscus doesn't get that big that you can't pick up a pot and move it. And I said, they sell them at the garden centers, and I keep wanting to buy one, but I just find that they're super expensive. So I ended up winning the contest. Yes, from Frozen Seed Company. It's frozenseeds.com. And this is this is silica. And then there's a cotton, foam, I guess it's a foam, and then the seeds. There are 50 seeds in here, so I'm super excited. I'm really, really excited. So what this does is, the reason that they put the blue silica gel in the bottom is because then right now it's airtight. If you open it and you pull out the seeds, or just pull out a couple, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and grow probably a half a dozen of these seeds to start with, to see if I can even get them to germinate and really start growing. But what you can do with these is put the lid back on them, and you watch this silica gel actually will turn pink as it absorbs the moisture, so your seeds don't germinate inside of your capsule, your tube, which is really, really cool, I think. And she sent me a handwritten thank you note, and so I have to go on. She asked if I would go and leave a review on their website and on their Instagram page, and so I'm going to do so. But it was a very sweet little I think they're a very small company, but a thank you card, and it was handwritten, and I'm thankful for that. I think that is the mark of a good company. It's nice to know that there are still human beings behind all of that. So, and that you don't have just, kind of automated ordering and whatnot. So, very excited to get a few of these started and see how it goes. Let's see what else. I have tons of projects on the horizon. I'm going to build myself, as you see behind me, that was my sugar glider cage. And I no longer have sugar gliders. They've all passed on. So I decided to turn that into a brooder. And I will be putting baby chicks and ducklings in there. So I went in and I reinforced it. I laid down, those are actually postal boxes, obviously priority mail postal boxes. And I need to go in and line it with some plastic, but it's cut to fit perfectly in there. I have a ledge, the whole 9 yards. So because cardboard is not waterproof, obviously, it's not moisture proof. And we all know that baby chicks and baby ducks are, they're crazy dirty and they are wet all of the time. So they spill their water, they make a mess, the whole 9 yards. So anyway, I figured if I laid some either feed bags down maybe, or line it with some plastic, some of my leftover greenhouse plastic, that could help as a moisture barrier against the cardboard. And then I can lay bedding on top of that. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm also going to build myself an incubator, and I think I have everything to do that with. I just bought myself, and I would show you, but it's sitting on, it's actually sitting on, oops. Oh my goodness. Hi, Margo. How are you? Yes, babies, hopefully. I'll have to tell you about some babies. So, I'm going to build myself a homemade incubator, and I bought a tote, with a latching lid, and I will be drilling a top of it, to put in. I'm actually just going to take an old lamp apart that the little twist, I really hate when I lose my words. I'm so sorry, because it makes me look and feel really dumb. The switch that you turn is actually missing, but it still works otherwise. And so I thought, well, and the lampshade actually, I think it's the lampshade that's missing. I think I can turn on either way. I'll be able to turn that on, put the light bulb in, and I'll put in, I think I'm going to just go grab some of the dollar store cookie racks, the cooling racks, and put a couple of them inside of this tote. Lay down some paper, probably just some newspaper down on the bottom. Put a dish of water, and so that it's got humidity. And I will drill vent holes in it, and I will be putting I have a USB fan that I can use to circulate air. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to use, I have plastic egg containers, egg cartons. I have 2 of them. So technically, I could hatch out 24 eggs. So, which would be fantastic. I would love to do that. So I'm hoping that I can get that to work. We shall see. Yes, I miss you. My goodness. And it is. We've got so many things going on. I have the laptop out here, so it's kind of hard to just pick it up and move around. But, so these right here, I still need to pot up. But these are actually the red rhubarb Brussels sprouts. And you can see they just went nuts, right? They got super leggy and the whole 9 yards. And, oh, don't fall over. Oh, you just knocked over my little sprout. Don't do that. And down here I have kohlrabi, and I potted up. I had a flat of, excuse me, goodness, that was a hiccup. I had a flat of San Marzano tomatoes, and these actually, like, they got leggy and they sprouted really fast, like they grew fast. And so I had to pot them up. I did that yesterday. I did film a little bit of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put together like a whole video, I think, of all of that stuff. Well, it's funny because I put 40 of the 2-inch blocks from my seed blocker. They call it a seed blocker. I think most of you know what that is. So anyway, it creates the seed, or it creates the block for a 2-inch block with a divot in it so you can put your seed in it. So in each one of these trays, I did a total of 40 seed cells. And I didn't think that, hi everybody! Everybody's coming in. Hello. So yeah. How are you, Ellen? And Terry? I saw Terry that I was telling Deb earlier about your I shouldn't say little, about the tragedy this weekend on your farm. So we're super sad about that. Yeah, the plants they look fantastic, but they are very leggy. And I had to kind of school somebody last night on Clapper, because I put up this video. I shared it on YouTube. I shared it on TikTok, Clapper, Instagram, and Royal Amethyst Acres on Facebook. And let me just tell you that I have almost 9,000 views. Almost 9,000 views on that video that I shared on Clapper. I cannot even believe it. Like, it just went completely nuts on Clapper. It was insane. Well, somebody yesterday decided that they were going to make this comment about watering and how the water pH needs to be between 5. Just make sure anytime you do seed germination or seed cloning, that you make it make sure your water pH is between 5.0 and 5.5. And I'm like, oh no, okay, listen, honey, listen. Let's drag it. Oh, Ellie. Oh, yay! So your mom's coming back? That's awesome. That is awesome. Yay! Little Ellie Bell, I'm telling you what, she is a spitfire. She is so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. I just love that bright red hair of hers. It matches her personality. It really does. It just matches her personality. So when I made the video, I literally was trying to tell people you don't need a ton of money to start growing food. You do not. You truly, truly do not. And you need to start where you're at, and you need to start with what you have and do the best you can with what you have. And I explained in the video that so these plant racks that I have here, I bought these 4 years ago. They were $40 a piece. These particular set of lights were $40 for a set of 8. Oh no, they were $35 or $40 at the time for a set of 8. Also bought those, I think, 3 years ago, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, and I've just kind of accumulated, LEDs over the years. So and then like my nursery trays, my cell trays, I actually, the ones that don't have the holes in them, I bought a pack, like a 25 pack or something like that off of Amazon at that time to do my seed blocks in. I have used K-cups. I have used small containers like yogurt containers. I don't have any more yogurt containers. I still have a few K-cups left. But those have to be, if you start in a K-cup, you're going to have to pot up real fast, depending on what you're growing in it. So, but it's a great space saver. And it's a great use of, reusing materials, and you don't have to spend a ton of money. And so I was showing that I bought a indoor weather thing that, I bought that like 3 years ago. I've had it for about 3 years. And all of these different things I've just accumulated over time. And it's frustrating to me that people think that they have to have all of this stuff like right now. And I used to really be that way, where I thought, you know what? I got to have this before I can do that. And I got to have this before I can do that. And I have to have all of these things in place first, and all of this equipment, and all of blah, 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 until, you know, I'm not going to start anything until I've accumulated everything I've got. Well, I'm here to tell you, you need to start anyway. You don't need to wait to try to, you accumulate as you go. Plain and simple. So, okay. She's staying for 3 months. Yay! Oh, that is so awesome, Ellen. Oh my goodness. That is so cool that you're going to have if you're going to have your family there. It's going to be fantastic. She's seriously going to be 4 in June? That is insane. Like, that is not possible. That is not possible. That is so crazy. Red Solo Cups. So, I had a discussion about Red Solo Cups with somebody. Okay. Red Solo Cups are fantastic to grow in, but they require a lot of soil in order to grow in them. So if you're going to grow in Red Solo Cups, you need to grow things like tomatoes, because then they'll get a longer root system on them. What I was trying to also explain to others was that you don't need a ton of money. You don't need to go out and buy the latest, greatest thing in order to make your homestead work. You don't need all of these things to get started. You just don't. Optimal seed germination actually is anywhere between 50 and about 70 degrees, 50 to 72 degrees, for most plants for seed germination. But it depends on how fast you want them to germinate. Okay. And blah, 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 blah. Like, seriously. I actually had somebody tell me, well, when you're germinating for seeds or cloning seeds, then you need to have your water pH. Your water pH should be between 5 and 5.5. And so I had to get back on there and school this person and say, in actuality, no, this is not true. Rainwater has a pH of between 5 and 7.5. So it doesn't matter if your pH from your tap water the pH from your tap water has to be in a certain range as well, which is neutral, which is 5 to 7. So for somebody to say that really just, it annoyed the living daylights out of me. And I said, I was actually talking to Terry, and I said, they actually wanted to argue some, like, you want to know seed germination temperatures, you want to know seed germination pH, you want to know soil pH for seed germination, would you like to know how to make like the perfect pH leveled germination soil, like all of these things. You are barking up the wrong tree when you want to go semantics with me on that kind of stuff. I know what I'm doing. I really, really know what I'm doing. So, that is, yes, Ellen, that is awesome. I cannot believe it's been a long time then for you. Cupcake containers, fantastic. Yes, absolutely. All the UK family together for the first time since 2018. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Cardboard egg cartons are fantastic to start seeds in. They really are. And then if they're small enough, then the seeds, they'll actually decompose right in the ground wherever you plant them. So they're fantastic. Cardboard is actually really good. The plastic and styrofoam cartons for your quail eggs. Yeah, see, it's just, Reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm all about that stuff. Like, we need to take better care of our planet, okay? I see people go buy land and got to have everything right there and then, and you don't. No, you don't. And Terry, you are a prime example of that, of why you don't need that. Because you, like me, and like most everyone in this chat right now, believe that you need to just start somewhere. And you don't have to have the latest and greatest of everything in order to make it work. You really don't. Started with old containers for planting, free wood pallets to make animal pens, and saving rainwater in buckets. Absolutely. Absolutely. My eggshells get crushed and fed back to the birds. Yeah, so mine do too, but it also depends. If I can get enough excess, what I typically will do is I will, if I'm going to feed them back to the chickens, which I do frequently. Well, hello, bird. Just fly into whatever. When I feed them back to my chickens, I just crush them up and whatnot, and I'll put them like in I'll just scramble eggs and the whole shell and all, and I'll feed them back to the chickens that way. They get protein, they get omega-3s, and they get calcium, and that is a fantastic way to do it. If you wash your eggshells, you dry them or dehydrate them or bake them off or however it is you want to dry them out, and then crush them into a fine powder. They are fantastic. It's fantastic as fertilizer, especially for tomatoes. Tomatoes need calcium. They really need a lot of calcium. So, let's see here. Your poor seeds had to survive some cold days on your back porch where they're at. Use what you have and grow from there. Exactly. Yeah, it's been stupid cold here. The weather has been just so crazy. I swear Mother Nature is off of her damn meds and she's on a freaking 2-year-long drunk bender because the weather is just insane. We've had tornadoes, we've had severe thunderstorms, we've had straight line winds, we've had rain, we've had snow, we've had ice, we've had it all. Literally in the last 2 months. So, and it took out this last storm we had, this last really bad storm we had last Saturday took our power out, which I just got a $600 bill for to have the power mast replaced by an electrician. Yeah, fun times. So, put your old coffee grounds in. Yes, in the elderberry plants, yes. Everything has a use. I recycle my coffee grounds by throwing them in my compost. And that's filter and all. Because I use, I typically, if I can find them, they're really hard to find. But I have a bun coffee maker. And so, but, you know, even if it's bleached tissue paper, which is what coffee filters are made out of, typically. So even if it's bleached, I'm not too concerned because, you know, the coffee is acidic enough and it just eats it. And yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. So I will save my coffee grounds, filter and all, and throw them into the compost. I have not been doing that a lot lately. I've not been doing a lot of composting lately. And I absolutely need to continue to do that all of the time, but I don't. And the reason for that is because I actually need to build a second composting area because mine, I have some amazingly beautiful black gold under there right now, but I need to take some of the top layer off and I need to transfer it over to another bin to continue the composting cycle. And I don't do anything I don't jumpstart it. I don't cover it. I just let nature do it. So the compost pile that I have is actually an accumulation of about 10 years, and it's not a very big pile. To be quite honest with you, it's probably about 10 years old. So, elderberry plants actually like acidic soil. Blueberry plants like it just slightly acidic. So, yeah, adding coffee grounds is actually a really good way to increase the acidity in your soil. And if the pH is off in my compost, when I go to use it, I will. Baking soda is fantastic as an alkaline agent. So, just so you know. An oven with a pilot light, the metal pan sits over the hot spot for at least 24 hours. Yeah, for the eggshells. It took me 4 years to get everything for raising my quail, and I just made another big tub for the grow outs. Yep. It takes time. And I don't understand why people think they have to have everything right this second. I used to be that way. I really, really did. But I'm to the point now where I'm just not like that anymore. I am too. I'm such a cheapskate. I would love to have all the latest, greatest things and fun stuff, but yeah, I'm not gonna. And the thing is that I don't want to put any more pollution out by not reusing stuff, you know. And you can't recycle everything in the recycling bins because not. Like in our community, we have a big recycling pickup container. The problem with that is that they only take certain plastics and glass and cardboard and this and that and the other. So it's pretty iffy. I'm running low on feed. I scramble eggs. I feed it back to the birds until I can hit the feed store. They gobble it up like I fed them crack. Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's good for them. It is so good for them. Yeah, my chickens go insane. So I've actually been out of chicken feed for the last 3 days. And I can't get to the feed store until tomorrow. So they have been getting, frozen broccoli, frozen corn, canned green beans. But what I've done with the canned stuff that I'm giving them, so with the canned green beans, what I do is I dump out the juice, obviously, that they are packed in, because they are very high in sodium. When you buy anything in a tin can, the sodium content is outrageous, and you have to be very careful with that with your chickens or just any kind of poultry or fowl. So I actually rinse the green beans, and I'll dump everything out into my strainer, and I rinse everything. And then Tony says that this is so wrong. This is just so wrong. But one day I gave them the scrambled eggs and with the eggshell and all. And I've been adding flaxseed. Flax is fantastic omega-3s, which is great for just for reproductive egg issues, right? So so one day they got scrambled eggs with their shells, and then the next day they got and I threw in a half a can of canned chicken breast that I had that was sitting in the fridge. And I'm like, well, I don't want it to go to waste. It's silly to do that. So I dumped that in there, and I rinsed everything. And today they got canned tuna with their mix, and again, fantastic omega-3s. The thing is that chickens are omnivores. They are omnivores. It is not probably the healthiest to give them, but you know, when you're out of feed and you can't get to a feed store until a certain time, they'll eat anything. They'll eat pretty much anything. And if there's something that they know that they don't like or they know that they can't have, they actually won't touch it. They're actually smarter than we give them credit for. But they're really dumb to, you know, because they'll stand out in the rain, look up, and drown themselves, too. So, local source for dried soldier fly larvae. Yes. Much less in the feed store. The girls fight over them, too. So, my chickens love the soldier fly larvae. I did a review for doTERRA about a year ago-ish. Somewhere in there. And they love the black soldier fly larva. They did not care so much for the mealworm, like the dried mealworm, and I'm not sure why. But I actually was able to train the chickens really well with the black soldier fly larva. When I started to let them free range, I would shake the bag. They would learn that I'd give them a few, and they're like, oh, I love this stuff. And I'd shake the bag, and they learned from that sound that it's time to go into the coop. And so they started to do that. But then I got to a point last year, actually, where I fenced in my garden at the end of the year. I fenced in about 280 square feet. And yeah, that's where they're at. And that's where they're still at, which I've got to get them moved. And we'll go there in a minute. So, yeah, flax is fantastic. Another one is chia. Chia seed are fantastic. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, you know, all of these herbs that we consume for health are good for your chickens too. And I don't know, I'm not well versed on goats, so I couldn't tell you if they would be good for your goats. I don't know what herbs are really good for your goats, so I couldn't help you there. But I definitely would, like, obviously, when I do get goats, I'm going to be doing a lot of research, and I'm learning and all that stuff. I do want goats. So, we're hoping to get around to raising mealworms. Okay, so, yeah, same girl, same. Okay, my list is like 10 miles flipping long of all of the things that I need to do and that I want to do. And as I'm going, I really need to figure out how to do everything on an extremely low budget or free. Because I really want to teach people that you can do this and you can do it cheap. And you can, you know, you can raise your own healthy foods and you can feed your animals and all of these things for super cheap. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't. 10 pounds of golden delicious apples. I'm not a fan, so I slice them, remove the seeds before tossing them into the cages. Usually the only thing left is the peel. Yeah, as long as the poultry is not getting the seed of the apples, they're fantastic. They love apples. Most of them do. My quail like both. Mealworms are so expensive. They are. So, okay, grab some coffee. Alrighty. Well, hi, how are you, Suburban Homesteader? I am doing fantastic, and thank you so much for coming, Queen of the North. That's too funny. Hello, how are you, Mark? Oh my goodness. Wow, guys. I'm so excited to see all of you. Sorry I didn't get to you till now. I feel bad. I feel really bad. But I'm doing fantastic, yes. I'm Queen of the Coop. So I did some potting up. I did some videoing yesterday when I potted up my tomatoes. And I'm going to do some more footage and stuff like that. I figured, you know what? It is time. It's time for me to come back. I had to take a hiatus. I had to. YouTube and just social media in general, to be quite honest with you, it just completely drained me. It completely drained me. And I just really felt like I lost my direction. And I felt that I lost my drive. And I needed a break. I really did. And unfortunately, my channel has suffered for that, but that's okay because I'm going to come back and I'm rebuilding it, and I'm going to rebuild better. It is awesome to see you. Gosh, Mark. Sandy, I actually will be planting outside. The rule of thumb here is Mother's Day weekend. The problem is that we actually are forecasted for a fairly hard freeze by about mid-May, and I don't want to lose all of my stuff again. So what I am doing is I'm basically succession seeding in here, and I did get the plastic up on my hoop house, and it's starting to stay at a pretty stable temperature even when it's pretty chilly outside. So I'm going to give these tomato plants that I repotted, which here's one. I'm going to take these out probably, I'm going to guess probably tomorrow. I'm trying to give them a few days after I've potted up. I'm going to try and give each of them a few days before I take them out and put them in the hoop house. And they will stay in the hoop house until probably, I'm going to guess probably after that hard freeze. And we're going to end up I'll end up putting them in the ground, somewhere around there. But the first thing I have to do is I need to move my chickens out of my garden and their fencing, which I've been working on off and on. And I have to build this fence before I can put my chicken coop over in another area. And I am concerned because, chicken feces is hot compost. It's hot. It's not like, it's not like goat or rabbit or anything like that. And so, I have to be very careful because I don't want to burn my seed or my roots. I will direct sow my carrots, my beets, all of those things, and lettuces. I'm not going to even bother with starting because I'm not going to go out and plug each one of those things in the ground. It's not going to happen. So that's entirely too much. I have a 6,000 square foot garden. There's no way I'm doing all of that. So that's how I'm starting to feel, not just our channel, but life in general. We're exhausted with no help, but we keep trucking on, still trying to finish the house and scaling back on the garden. Yeah, Tony told me I needed to scale back the garden, and I said, are you kidding? Have you not been witnessing what's been happening the last 2 years? Because no, now is not the time to scale back the garden. Sorry. We will not. I am not scaling my garden back. I'm sorry. I'm going to be out there probably day and night. But, and yes, it's everything is it's so hard it is so hard to stay on top of things. And there's so much drama anymore. And so much, people are just, I don't know. There's so much division, and there's so much, bickering and backbiting, and frankly, I got to a point where I was really sick of, and I still am. I'm really sick of the people who claim to be, homesteaders and farmers and all of these things, but the first thing they do when they get a penny is they have to go out and buy the newest, greatest thing, and I'm done with that. Like, no, you're glamsteading at this point. Okay. You're a glamsteader. You're not a homesteader. So yeah, that's my opinion. So I have not watched a lot of YouTube. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've actually stopped watching a lot of the homesteading channels because I was just so tired of hearing, well, we need the excess money. We need this for our homestead, and we have to have, X amount of acres. So, we need help with, whatever it may be. And it's like, that's not what homesteading is. Homesteading is making do with what you have and upping your game as you can, as you're able. It's not about starting off with the latest, greatest things and having all of everything at once. You just can't do it. So with you, I'm thinking of being able to grow full-blown, not buying a single input. Yeah, as far as food goes, and it's crazy. We will plant when we get back home to Wyoming in a couple of weeks. Oh, I've often wondered what the, like the challenges of growing in that climate, because I've been watching a lot of docu-series and documentaries and things of that nature on, all of my streaming services that I'm subscribed to. And a lot of them are Alaska, and I think, gosh, that's like, it's hard enough in my zone. I can't imagine what, a zone like Alaska or Wyoming or Utah, or like, I'm just thinking, holy cow, how do you grow? Like, how do you grow all these stuff? You have to have all of these season extensions and I would think, it's crazy. It is so crazy. Bone and blood meal, fish carcass, chicken, goat, deer. Yep, exactly. So, funny thing. It was on my Vision 2020 goals list, but 2020 just kind of went... it really went down the pooper. So this year, I'm on the prowl for a gun for hunting, and I am going to go out with my brother, and he is actually going to teach me how to hunt deer. I haven't hunted since I was a kid, like a really young kid, and I wasn't the one behind the gun. I was just along for the ride kind of thing. So I've never actually hunted. And even though I don't like fish, I'm going to get my fishing license and I'm going to go fishing, because what I am going to do is I'm taking all of the stuff that I'm hunting and fishing, and that's going to be my animal food. It's going to go into my own animal food. Some of it obviously for ourselves, but I'm not a huge fan of the taste of wild game. So, and I really don't care for fish. So I enjoy doing those things. I enjoy fishing. And I don't mind like getting dirty and smelly and nasty and all that stuff. I mean, I was a nurse, for crying out loud. So I'm literally going to be fishing for my animals, for my dogs and my cats, and probably give some to my chickens. We all need huge gardens. We do. Luckily, we did a huge garden with lots of canning, dehydrating, and freezing last year. Butchered our cow in January, so we have to scale back this year for our health. Yeah, you do. It's, my health is not fantastic. I've not been in the best of health. In fact, I dread eating. I'm not kidding you. So I have a Totino's pizza here that I made, And anytime I eat, it's painful. And I have other effects here, there, or everywhere. And it just is so hard. So, I discovered, I actually got diagnosed with, osteoarthritis in my lower back, where I had my surgical site done. So, oh yes, go have supper, yes. Diagnosed with exhaustion and burnout with so much left to do. We have to scale back on something, but still gonna plant. Good. Yes. 4B in Wyoming. We have such a great sun in the summer, which helps. Yes, that does help. We don't get to go hunting because we do deer processing every season. Still end up with plenty of meat. Love deer. Missed out in the UK. Yeah. I can juice. So I had this discussion actually with another friend. I can juice. Well, I could juice. I started to juice and found that it was super, super expensive to do because at the time my garden wasn't as big. So I actually gave my Jack LaLanne juicer to my daughter because it takes a ton of vegetables, fruits and vegetables and the like, to get just an 8-ounce glass of juice. It's crazy. I would like to do some sort of it would be great if I could do like a, one of those, Ninja, juicers, blenders, because that will actually pulverize absolutely everything. But you know, they're expensive. So I'm not gonna lose any sleep over not being able to get one. So, but yes, I did try juicing. So I don't know how detailed really to go. I don't want to get too detailed. My big thing is that the reason that I can't eat, because I'm not eating, my body is actually is most likely going into starvation mode. So anything that I do consume, soft foods and things of that nature that I do consume, my body is storing it as fat because it thinks it's starving. And I take a ton of vitamins, which I've not been very good about taking lately. So I need to get back on the vitamin train. My esophagus, what is happening and what they always do. Yeah, the Ninja or the Vitamix. Yeah, but they're super expensive, and that's why I don't have one. But you know, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'll figure it out. My esophageal rings, what they do, they collapse. And they cause a stricture. Therefore, food does not pass through, especially bulky foods, or if it's starchy. And if it's full of carbs, starchy carbs, and it's bulky, it's very painful for me to eat. And what happens is then it feels like the top of my stomach is just twisting into a knot and ripping apart. It hurts so bad to eat. So, I also am trying to, breads will do that to me because they're starchy and I love bread. And, even today we went to the store and I got this pizza and I'm afraid to even try to eat it. I just don't want to eat it. So, yeah, I have a lot of different, disorder processes going on. And so, it's really hard to, my diagnosis list is, you know, 2 pages long, front and back, of everything. So I really need to reset my body. I need to go in and have an EGD colonoscopy done and have my esophageal rings restretched. And an even stricter form of AIP, which is the autoimmune protocol. I really need to be doing that. The problem is that I like my sugar and my carbs. So, thank you, Ellen. Hugs back to you. So yeah, you can see my soda. But actually, that's my first soda. Other than 7-Up, I've been drinking 7-Up because I've been drinking this violet liqueur with it, and it's low alcohol content. It's only 22% alcohol, and I just about a shot, not even a shot of it, and a little bit of 7-Up, and it's so good. It's so sweet tasting. So yeah, I can give you my address. How do you want me to send that to you? I don't know that I want to broadcast that out here. Actually, it's not. It's yeah. Let me know how you want me to send that. If you want, I can email you. I can whatever. We can do that. So anywho, just let me know how you want me to give it to you. I don't really want to broadcast it, obviously, out on YouTube. Although I think it's the same. It's my business address anyway. So, all right. So all the things I've been doing. Oh my goodness. All right. Built the brooder. I really wish that I could pick my laptop up. There's just not enough room to move in here because this is actually my front porch that I've turned into my grow house, essentially. Yes, I can email you. I can actually give you... Hang on here. That is my email address if you want to email me, and then I can send you my physical address, because that's all I have. You do not have to send me a ninja, seriously. You do not. I don't. I'm not asking anybody to do that, because that stuff is so expensive. So you do not have to do that at all. Not that I would not be thankful. I'm just, you don't have to do that, because that's a lot of money for people. Like, that's expensive. So, I had shared with Deb at the beginning, I won a contest, a seed giveaway contest on Instagram from Frozen Seed Company. And it's frozenseeds.com. And I entered to win red Roselle, which is hibiscus. I am super excited to try to grow these. So, okay, thank you. Yeah, I will send you, I'll send you back all of my information after we're all done. I'll get in the email and send it back to you. So I won these, and I'm super excited. The packaging on this is amazing. And the reason that they are packaged the way they are, okay, this I will have to get my glasses out for. Okay, because I wanted to read it to you. Okay, so there are 3 layers in here. These up here are seeds. There are 50 hibiscus seeds. How crazy is that? Oh, yes. I will, absolutely. I absolutely will look after myself. I do. I have to take care of myself, and I have to, and Tony, and it's, you know, we're a team, and that's what we do. So, and I love you to pieces, and thank you for stopping by, and please give those crazy kids loves from me, because, yeah, they need my hugs. they need hugs from Aunt Nani. So these seeds are packed, and in this little vial here, and these are silica gel, and then there's a foam type thing, like cotton almost, and then the seeds. There are 50 seeds in here. Okay, so the reason they pack them this way, it's for long-term seed storage. It's really cool. So it's air and watertight glass vial, ensures protection for long-term seed storage, helping the seeds stay dry and viewable. And then the silica beads are color changing, and they absorb moisture, obviously, because that's what silica does, and extends the seed life. Blue silica turns to pink as they absorb moisture. So it's keeping your seeds from germinating in the vial. How cool is that? So the capsule may come with a foam plug to keep cotton and silica beads in place during shipping, and which they are in, I mean, they're in a foam tube thing. I think it's just to protect the glass, but anyway. And then storing frozen seed capsules in the fridge or freezer will prolong the seed life for years, decades, and longer. So I'm actually going to put these in my freezer so I can keep them, but I am going to take probably like half a dozen of them before I can put them outside, before they'll be hardy enough to plant outside. But with this, she sent me a handwritten thank you card, and I thought that was just the cutest and neatest little thing. And you know, that's stuff that I like to do too. Like when I send something to someone, I try to include a handwritten note, and just because it's so much more personal. It really truly is so much more personal. So it's just a little thank you, and then she actually hand wrote me a little message in here, and she says, please let us know what you think by leaving us a review on our website and our Instagram. And so I absolutely will be leaving them a fantastic review, because this is amazing packaging, and that is just, and it was so fast. She sent that. I learned the day that they did the drawing or whatever. She's like, you're the winner, and if you send me and she DM'd me on Instagram, and she said, so send me your address, I will send you your free seeds. You don't pay shipping or anything. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I had these, I sent her the information on Monday. I had these they were in my mailbox on Thursday. Or no, I take that back. I think they were in the mailbox on Friday, because they sat over the weekend because we had the the mishap. So, the tree fall and take out our power. So yes, it was amazing. I went to their website, which is frozenseeds.com. I went to their website, and all of their seeds are packed like this, and you're going to get between 30 and 50 seeds in each vial. It is absolutely the coolest thing. So these bad boys are going to go, I'm going to take, like I said, I'll probably take about a half a dozen of them out to try to germinate, and see what I can get growing, and the rest are going in the freezer for saving. So, and that's ultimately, that is actually a really good way to save your seeds and have a seed bank build up, is to put them in the freezer. A refrigerator will work as well, but freezer typically is better just because they last longer. And I don't know how many people actually know this, but we actually have a worldwide seed bank, and it is literally at the North Pole. And it is, it's super, super cold. So it will never, so these seeds will never germinate, but they have this collection of seeds of pretty much every seed in the world up in this seed bank. And they have stores of them. So I'm not sure. I think that it's probably for post-apocalyptic type scenarios, but I don't know. We shall see. So I think that's really cool, and I encourage so many people to seed save. Oh my gosh, save those seeds. Save those seeds. Hi, Colin. How are you, honey? I decided to go live tonight. Yes, you are correct. Yes, Sandy. Sandy knows. She does. Okay, yes. So you know exactly what I'm talking about then. So, sorry, the lighting's not really fantastic out here, just because the only light that is out here are my plant lights, my grow lights, and it's getting dark out. So Colin, if you didn't know, I'm actually sitting in the front porch. So I've turned my front porch into a greenhouse, a seed starting greenhouse. So I can temperature control it, the whole 9 yards. I actually have a video out on, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, the Royal Amethyst Acres Facebook page, and it is on TikTok and Clapper. Instagram, TikTok, Clapper, Facebook. Yeah. I just stop to think about that. Like, I've said it so many times, I'm like, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, something really cool. I just happened to see this in my peripheral here in the screen. So I did buy myself some of this. It is Cactus, Palm, and Citrus potting mix. And I have aloe plants that I need to pot up that are, they look terrible because they're not in the correct soil. I also have, I bought some river rock, like landscape river rock. Oops, sorry. I don't have a desk, so I keep bumping that, and I'm terribly sorry. And then I also have sand that I will be rinsing. So I'll be making my own little desert oasis type thing. But the reason I got that soil was to add with my potting mix, or for my aloe. But also, my daughter's boyfriend gave me a ton of succulent cuts. So I am going to, and I've got root powder for them. So I'm actually going to soak these probably tomorrow. I'll probably get them soaking so I can start hopefully growing, pulling out some root. And then once that happens, I have some rooting powder that he gave me as well. He's like, I've got 3 of these bottles. Do you want one, Mom? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So he gave me some variegated succulents that are they're so pretty. They're so pretty. There's like some purple on here, pinkish. So I'm super excited to grow these. I'm not very good with growing houseplants. I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure why. I'm just not very good at growing houseplants. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try my hand at it. So our sun porch is going to be the same thing too. Awesome! Yay! Oh, okay. Yes, I will send you my address, and that is awesome. Thank you so much. That's an amazing gift. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Are you doing a live as well? What time are you doing your live? Because I might need to stop in. I haven't been on many lives lately, so. But yes, I absolutely will send you an email with all of my information, and you don't know how amazing you are. So, let's see, what else can I tell you? There's just been so much going on over just since January. I have a new grandbaby. She was born March 1st. Put in a pot of half potting soil, have grit. Yep, I got that. Don't water, they will. Okay, all right, I will do that. I will do that. I have the rocks and I have the sand, so I'll just leave the sand out. Okay, I can do that. I will try that then. That's because I've never grown a lot of succulents, so I will do that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so March 1st, we ended up with a new granddaughter. She is amazing. Her name is Maisie, and she is such a doll. Oh my goodness, is that little girl adorable? I mean, you know how much I love my moon pie. So my moon pie, Xavier, he's such a good big brother too. He is just loving being a big brother. So I have a moon pie, and I've decided that my Miss Maisie is going to be pumpkin. She's my pumpkin pie. So I call her Pumpkin Pie. And she's so funny because she actually recognizes voices, and she's starting to really pick up on faces and doing a lot of facial recognition. And so they came over yesterday to surprise my husband. His birthday is tomorrow, so he turns 49 tomorrow. And so they came over to kind of celebrate a little bit, and grilled out burgers and had some chips, and just a little family gathering. But Pumpkin, oh my goodness, I discovered that she'll kind of get a little fussy at you. She does not like to have a wet diaper at all. But when she starts to get a little fussy, she'll kind of at you, And I told her, I said, nope, we're not having any of this bullshit. She thought that was the funniest thing. Like, she had a grin on her face and everything. And I thought, oh my goodness, like, you actually understood that. So I have to be careful because she's going to be a minor bird and pick that up. So yeah, she's just a doll. So now I have a moon pie and a pumpkin pie. And if you follow my Facebook page at all, my personal Facebook page, you'll see, you'll see pictures of both of my grandkids. Also, my Instagram. If you follow my Royal Amethyst Acres Instagram, you'll see I have pictures of them. I put pictures of my family up. I am very proud of my family. I'm very proud of my family. I have an amazing, I really do have an amazing family. I have wonderful children and 2 of the best grandchildren anyone could ever ask for. So, yeah. So I'm super proud of them, and I don't mind boasting. I could be a little biased, but, you know, I think all parents and grandparents are supposed to be, right? You know? What else can I tell you? My goodness. Like, I feel like it's just, everything is just so jumbled. The hoop house is done. The brooder is done. I'm going to build an incubator. Obviously the plant racks are set up here in the front porch. And I talked about, you know, if you want to know soil pH, that kind of stuff, like I'm your girl. Soil, water, seed pH, you know, pH, the proper temperature, seed pH or soil pH, and water pH, everything for soil, for seeds, for growing seeds. Anyway, so, and I talked about that earlier. What else can I tell you? My goodness. The electrical line. Yeah, that's going to be a fun bill. The studio is doing pretty well. Tony has literally just worked 7 days a week. It's crazy. Yes, we are all biased when it comes to family. I think so, but I've been told so many times, you have beautiful children, and those grandkids are adorable. Like, they're the best. When my oldest daughter actually is my spitting image. She is my mini-me through and through. But when she was, when she was in grade school, I actually was approached and said, you know, would you be interested in getting your daughter into modeling? Because she is just gorgeous. And I said, no, I'm not really at this point. If she wants to do that, she'll need to decide that on her own. She's too young for that. Like, I'm not going to get her into that stuff. But she's just, you know, she has these huge blue eyes and really long lashes, and she had this beautiful long blonde hair. Like, she was just absolutely gorgeous. She's still gorgeous, but it's so funny because I'm my worst critic, and I put myself down a lot about my looks and things like that. And Tony keeps having to tell me, you need to stop that because your kids look like you, especially Kennedy. And so what are you doing? You calling them ugly? Like, oh, that's terrible. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm trying really hard not to be so critical of myself, because I do take that to heart, because she's my daughter. My kids are just gorgeous, you know. So if I'm putting myself down and my daughter is my mini-me, then I'm putting her down too, and she is anything but ugly. That young woman she's beautiful. She really is. She's just beautiful. So, my hatching eggs, actually, I'm going to try and hatch out Lou's offspring, hopefully. Once I get the incubator built, I do have eggs. I actually collected 8 eggs today. And you have to have them in the incubator within about the first 12 days. You don't want to go any further than 12. 3 is best. So I'm going to try and get the incubator done tomorrow. And, while it's raining and crappy out still, try and get the incubator done tomorrow. And then put the eggs in. I don't know that they're fertilized. Most of the eggs that I have been able to get collected, there are very few of them that have the white, the white bullseye in them. when I do crack them open to cook. So I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a real chance, but that's okay. So yay, Terry! Terry's got me eggs. Oh, I love you. I am so excited. I'm gonna do this incubator. I might even do it tonight yet. Who knows? Because we all know I don't really sleep. Or I'm either always sleeping or never sleeping. There's really not any in between. So, I was actually showing Terry online, well, actually via text and DM on Instagram. So I would love that. Terry, I would love to have some of Bon Jovi's offspring. I would. Because he was a handsome boy. Handsome boy. So, I don't know who all has heard this. So Terry had an attack on her coops, over the weekend. I think Friday, right? You think it's Friday. But anyway, a German Shepherd actually got into her coops and killed a lot of her prized birds. Like, the peacock is dead, and which is so sad. And Bon Jovi and Sia, which are black crested or white crested Polish, correct? Sia and Bon Jovi, they were white. So anyway, I would love to, because I love the Polish. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. The farmer next door got a good look. It's a mix, maybe a coyote. Yeah, they were show chickens. They were beautiful. So yes, I'm super excited, but I am on the hunt for a free or extremely cheap. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm on the hunt for a particular type of corn crib. It's actually a cob for cobs, and so it's just a huge wire grain silo, but it's obviously just mesh wire, it looks like, and whatnot. But it's typically when they went from the wooden corn cribs, they moved to the metal ones, the round metal ones. So that's what this is. But anyway, I'm on the hunt for one of those. I have one located, but they want $700 for this thing. And you still have to come and take it down and haul it off yourself. And I'm thinking to myself, why would I pay somebody that much money to come and do all of the labor of taking it down and then bringing it and hauling it and then unloading it at home and reassembling it? Like, no, I'm not. There's no way. So I am on the hunt, and this one is the one that I was looking at is actually a 16-foot wide one, but I want to turn that into a coop, and it's I think it's a 12-foot tall or maybe 16-foot tall. I think it might be a 16 by 12. I want to say. It might be a 14-foot tall. Anyway, I digress. Okay, moving on. I'm on the hunt for one to turn into a coop. And the reason I wanted to is because I really want to start, I would like to grow peacocks. I would like to grow out peacock to show. And I just think that would be amazing. And I'd really like to diversify my flock, as I have my chickens right now. So I'm wanting to get ducks. I'm wanting to do more diverse chickens so I can start breeding programs. And eventually, you know, maybe I can get into selling eggs and being NPIP certified to sell birds as well. So we'll see. Fingers are very crossed on all of that. But it's not my main focus this year. My main focus is learning how to, is actually learning how to hatch effectively and building up the infrastructure for large flocks. So I do have to be careful because I am still within city limits. However, I am USDA certified farm. So, I am listed, I shouldn't say certified. I am listed with the USDA for my county and my state as a farm. I'm registered, so I'm super excited for that whole mess. But I've been a registered farm for several years, like 3 years, I think, is when I think 2018. I want to say 2018 was the year that I went and I filled out all the paperwork and I got it. And I finally just started the whole process of, you know what, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to have this farm number, I need to start doing something with it. And I need to start making my farm, my homestead, profitable. So I went to my local ag store that, or feed store, whatever you want to call them. Baumgar's is where I shop for farm stuff, for homesteading stuff, you know, animal supplies, etc. And I buy my chicken feed there, and unfortunately, they don't carry an organic non-GMO feed that is not crumble. They don't carry pellet. I can only find an organic non-GMO feed in, and Nutrina makes it. But it's layer crumble, and it works fantastic for one of my chickens, but the other chickens just make a huge mess of it. So I feel like I waste way more feed than I need to. Oh, that was another thing. Actually, I'm going to build a new feeder out of a bucket. I bought a kit from Baumgar's to actually do that, and I had done that with my watering system, but I got a new waterer altogether because the bucket the cups just weren't working. So I ended up, I did invest some money. It was like $60. Yeah, it was like $60 for this big 8-gallon waterer, but it's gravity fed and has a flow stop on it where, you know, once it hits a certain level, it'll stop filling. So I did buy that, and the chickens seem to really like it. It's working really well for them, and they're not making such a huge mess. Imagine that. So my feeder is actually very small for them, for the 6 that I have right now, and so I really wanted. It's just such a waste to have all of that expensive organic non-GMO food crumble, I should say, all over the ground and being wasted. So I wanted to build them a feeding bucket. And I found a kit, comes with the drill bit for the saw, I should say. It's the saw bit for the attachment for the drill to saw out, kind of like a Sawzall type thing. I don't know, a borer of some sorts, I guess. I will be making a feeder out of those, and they are out in the other room. Otherwise, I should have brought them in here. I was going to show you, and I totally spaced it off. So yeah, I got lots of stuff to do. I have a lot of things to do this year, but just in a matter of days and weeks, frankly. But since the weather is not so kind at this point, moving my chickens is really not going to be an easy thing to do. So I figure I'll just go ahead and build the incubator and do the feeder. I'll get all of these potted up and out into the hoop house and go ahead and start more seed. But I also am I'm trying to come up with shirt designs, and I have 2 nieces that they're graduating this year. So, I am going to design them each a shirt in their favorite colors. And, that'll be their graduation gift. I can't really afford to do a whole bunch, but, which is why I thought, well, I think if I make them a shirt, I think it'll mean more to them too. And when I said something to my sister about it, hi Jess. When I said something to my sister Jessica, I have an actual sister named Jessica. When I said something to her, and I said, okay, so my nieces, I said, so Sophie's graduating, and yes, of course, we're going to be there at her graduation party. And my mom has my other niece, Erica. So I thought, since the girls are, both graduating, like I can't really afford to give them a big extravagant gift, or anything like that. And so I asked her, I said, what are their favorite colors and what sizes do they wear? I asked my mom and my sister both this, and I said, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make them a shirt, that in their favorite color, with the heat press. And my sister just thought that was the coolest thing ever. She's like, she is going to love that shirt because her Aunt Nani made her that shirt. And I'm like, I hope so. I know it's not much, but it's not going to be much, but it's something. So I'm going to order their shirts tomorrow, and I'm probably going to order a few extras. And then while we're out and about running errands and getting chicken food and dog food and cat food, which I'm trying to cut back on, which is why I had stated earlier, I'm going to start hunting, I'm going to start fishing. And it's literally for my food, for my animal food, more so than myself. Because I'll just raise my food here. I do like some venison, once in a while, but it's not something I like a whole lot of. Anyway, I'm more after the experience of just being with my brother and hunting. I'm looking more forward to that than I am anything. Like, I can't wait to go hunting with my brother. So, just to spend time with him, because I don't get to spend time with him. He lives about an hour and 15 minutes away, and I don't get to see him, and I don't get to see my nephews and my sister-in-law, really at all. So I'm very much looking forward to just going hunting, even if I don't get anything, just being out there with my brother. So, coffee obtained, 15 chicks moved from the incubator to the brooder tub, and food ground to find bits for them when they find the dish. Eggs still in the incubator. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed! Yay! Yes, fingers are crossed, Deb. That'll be awesome. I'm looking more so for the experience of being with my brother more than anything. So, and being able to spend time with him. He is also, it's funny because, my sister and I, people, as we were growing up, people would ask us, are you twins? Like, seriously, are you twins? And the only thing that's different really about me and my daughter, or me and my sister, or obviously my brother Nick is, he's 6'4". So he is 6'4", and he's a big boy, and he's, but my sister, yeah, the genes are strong there. Yeah, I've come to a lot of conclusions here lately, that I'm going to, I need to remedy some things, and I need to get back to family, and I need my family back. And if that means I have to do the legwork, then I will do the legwork. It's important to me, especially with my mom and my siblings and my dad. It's, I have a very good, solid relationship, obviously, good, solid marriage. You spend almost 32 years with somebody. That's pretty, I'd say that's pretty solid. Yeah, it's going to be 32 years that we've been together in September. That's just crazy to me. And, this last October, we celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, but we've been together since I was 14. So, obviously I'm very close to my children and my grandchildren. So, I feel like I've kind of fallen away from my siblings and my mom and my dad. So, it's time to fix that. So I'm going to do that. All right. So lots of stuff to do this week. I need to come up with shirt designs, and I might actually do some pre-order shirts. So be watching for that. Especially watch on my Instagram and Facebook. You'll see, if I can find some time, I'm going to try to do some sewing. Yeah, I have so much to do. But that's okay. I would rather be super busy. I'm trying to help. I got to try and help Tony in the studio. He has so much to do. So I try to do things to kind of help alleviate that so he can move on to the next project. So I do a lot of not really finish sanding. I don't do a lot of that, but I do a lot of, I try to do as much prep work as I can if I have time. If he needs me to do that and he's slammed with orders. I'm learning a lot of things. So, one project I do have to get done this week is, the glider swing that my Pop built. It's pretty janky. It's not, fantastic, but I need to get that taken apart and sanded and primered and painted and all of that fun stuff. And it's Monday. So, because I want to deliver that back to my mom and, give it back to her on Mother's Day. So hopefully I can get that done. So please keep your fingers crossed that I can get that done this week. Send encouragement, lots of it. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I've got. And I've been yammering on for way too long, so we're just I need to stop yammering. And I actually already have the lives scheduled for the next 2 Mondays. So I've committed myself. I'm coming back and at least to do my lives, and I will try to do some good quality content. but that's something that is, I'm trying to tweak some things. I'm going to be doing some experimenting, so you guys will have to keep me, you'll have to keep me motivated, and you'll have to let me know, what you think. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Harsh criticism is absolutely not. Try not to be that way. I try not to be that way with anybody else. I try not to be harsh and criticize people. I try to be constructive about what I'm doing. Sometimes it doesn't always come off that way, which is really not good. But I barely keep up with YouTube and Facebook. For some silly reason, I actually do housework and laundry, and yeah, I know you do. You've got lots of stuff. Let me know when you want to do quail. I will have eggs or birds for you. Yeah, actually, I don't know what I might have to talk to you on Messenger. I don't know what to incubate quail eggs at. Because if nothing else, I'll leave them in my brooder here. Because quail are little. So, I can leave them in my brooder, and that could just be their home. At least for a while. But yeah, I'm willing to be very diverse in my I haven't got an effing clue. I'm sure not going to tell you what. You're so funny, Deb. I love you. Oh my gosh. I have the bestest friends ever. We're all a bunch of smarty pants, and yeah. We mesh well together for a reason. So 98 or 99 degrees for 18 days. Okay. All right. Well, I'll look it up, but yeah, I'll do quail. Absolutely. So I'll let you know for sure, when I'm set up, ready to go for that. I will definitely let you know. So before I go, I wanted to ask, because I find this absolutely hilarious. I don't know if any of you are on Twitter or are following anything on Twitter, but I find this absolutely hilarious to watch the implosion and explosion of people about Elon Musk and Twitter. Like, holy cow. It is hilarious. I'm literally sitting back laughing because people are just losing their ever-loving minds over this. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, he wants you to have freedom of speech like you're supposed to in the First Amendment. And the Zuckerberg is not so much like that. Like, so... too much, well, hi, Gary, how are you? Thank you. I actually have the next 2 Monday nights already scheduled in Streamlabs. Are you proud or what? Yeah, I had to take a hiatus. I really did. I really needed the time away from YouTube. I had to do a lot of soul searching and a lot of just, I don't know. I needed a break. I actually took a big break even from a lot of social media. I didn't do a whole lot on any of my social media stuff. So, I mean, Instagram is pretty easy to do because I can just post pictures and post that kind of stuff. So, but I've even fallen behind on that. There's just so much division going on, and people are just like, it's crazy. The algorithms for all of these social media platforms are just, they're weird. They're so weird anymore. So, yeah, I really needed some time off, from all of that stuff. And yes, my new grandbaby. So since you're just joining us, Gary, I got my new grandbaby. My granddaughter was born on March 1st, and so I've been loving on my pumpkin pie as much as I can. So I get my pumpkin pie and I get my moon pie, and I'm super excited. Like, I have the best grandkids. I love them. I adore my grandkids. So, oh my gosh. Here's some amazing news. I don't know why I didn't say this before. Okay. So my mini-me, my daughter, my oldest daughter, is getting back into cosmetology, even after having the baby. And, well, thank you. I'm glad that you missed me. I'm glad I was missed. That's a nice feeling. Thank you. I was tossed in Facebook jail for sarcasm twice. I know. I got tossed in Facebook jail. I'm like, because I was joking with Chrissy. I'm like, okay, hello, AI. I understand you don't understand sarcasm and you don't understand a joke, and, especially between friends, but, like, seriously. If somebody takes offense to what I said to her, like, she should be the only one. So I told her what I said, and she's like, seriously? I go, yes. She goes, oh, that's so dumb. So, agreed. Life is so precious, so precious. And so I've been spending as much time as I possibly can with my grandkids, because I adore them. I adore my grandchildren. So anyway, Kennedy's getting back into cosmetology, and she is going into business with a friend who already has a shop, and she's going to go in and be a partner. I am so proud of her. I really didn't think she was going to go back to being a cosmetologist. I really didn't. I didn't think she was going to go back to haircutting at all. But she is, and she's going to specialize. She's going to start taking classes to specialize in certain things, and hopefully this builds a good enough clientele that she can open her own shop exactly where she wants it and do exactly what she wants in it. So I'm super excited for her. All right. Good night, Margot. Love you. And I miss you. Yeah, I know. Even when you say jokingly, right? It's crazy. It is so just crazy dumb. I don't know. It's uber stupid. So, yeah. I can honestly say I have missed doing my lives, only because I love seeing all of you. And Tony even, he told me, he's like, I don't know why you're not doing them. I don't know why you're not doing your lives. But he goes, because you always end up in a much better mood when you're done. And, you really, like, if you enjoy doing it, then do it. And I'm just burnt out. I'm so burnt out. And I don't know. So anyway, I'm back. I've decided to come back. The boys don't understand sarcasm. No, they don't. No, the AI doesn't understand sarcasm either. So I need a drink, sorry. surprisingly, that is the first soda I've had in... Oh, I did have one yesterday. So this is the first soda I've had all day, and it's not even... And most of it got spilled because Demon seems to think he needs to be everywhere Mom is and everywhere he's not supposed to be, really. So I opened the door to come in here to try to set up, and I had my soda sitting down actually in a flat. And I'm like, no, you can't be in here, because if you, right behind me where that drywall is sitting, behind that is actually another closet, and there's a light in there. And I took the door off a long time ago. But anyway, the cats like to crawl up in there, and they get into my boxes and all that other stuff, so no. Bots, not boys, but that works too. I don't think the boys understand it either. I don't think your boys do, because I think they're a little too young. But, well, maybe your older two obviously do. I think that I think your older boy of the littles, if that makes sense. So I don't want to just type out it, or I just want to say it, blurt out his name. But anyway, I think he's starting to really understand sarcasm, but he's getting to that age that he understands it. So anyway, so Demon actually knocked over my soda, and it dumped probably half the can, and I just opened it. I'd had like 2 drinks out of it, so que sera. Vader does the same thing. Yeah. It's on my laptop getting between me and the laptop. Bots are only as smart as the idiot who programs them. This is true, but yeah, you know he is. It's funny because I can't remember what Spotify. It might have been Joe Rogan. They actually went in. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But they actually went in and they actually got the AI bots. They discovered that the AI bots on Facebook were starting to argue with each other. These are not even people. So that raises some eyebrows. At least it raises mine. I don't know. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen, there is a series on, I believe it's actually Netflix. And I was recommending it to Terry. I'm looking to see because I don't want to. No, I didn't. Maybe I said it to her in a DM, or maybe I said it to Jess too. Okay, there's a series on Netflix, I believe. And it is basically about the shortages and, right? Shades of determined. Exactly. So they were talking on this docuseries. There's only 3 episodes right now. I think it's called Out of Stock. But they were essentially talking about how, the shortages that are coming up and yet to come, and how they were caused, why they were caused, and all of these other things. And so and why we're having all of these shortages now. Well, there's shortages of many things, but the labor force is a big one. And they are talking about how essentially everything is going to become mechanized, and it's going to be run by AI. Farming at this point is going to end up being that way. And that was a big concern, because I thought, well, I mean, if you think about it, we have things like GPS in our tractors and all these fancy schmancy things in these very expensive, unnecessarily expensive, I believe, tractors and combines and things of that nature. But they're talking how everything's going to be automated, and probably by the year 2050, pretty much everything will be completely automated. So then that begs the question, if that's truly going to happen, and if that's where we're headed, even if that's where we're headed to begin with, how does that make, how is that going to make an economy? Because you will no longer need farmers. You will no longer need, people to do the things that, like, at this point, your dairy farmers, your crop farmers in general, and then you've got all these farmhands who need to take care of these animals. But if everything turns automated, what are we going to do? Those are job losses. And so how do you build an economy out of that? And how do you take care of people? If everything is automated, how do you take care of the people who need the money to keep your economy strong? So that's it's something that's I've really been thinking a lot about after watching that, and just all of the other docu-series that I've been watching on, like bush life and homesteading and things like that, the things that I can find, and farming and whatnot. It's very concerning. It is very concerning to me. So I have to wonder, I really have to wonder how things are truly going to go. I'm probably at my halfway mark, at least, for my lifespan. So if you think about it, though, we're talking in the next 30 years. I'm not even going to be 80 by then. I'll still be in my mid 70s. So I'll probably still be alive. And if that happens, how do I survive? So, yeah. Want to see the robot that can clean a quail cage without killing the birds? Yeah. Well, but see, that's what I'm saying, is that if everything becomes automated, then there will really be no need for somebody to grow food on a mass scale. And then there's no economy for it, because there's no market for it. Because it's mass produced. In this same docuseries, they were talking about how our dependence on just energy alone, regardless of the kinds of energy. So China is number one in the use of coal for energy. India is number 2, and the United States is number 3. However, for crude oil and what have you, America is the #1 producer. We produce way more crude oil and then refine it, obviously, than anyone else in the world, than any other country in the world. And I think Saudi Arabia was actually second to us. So what does that tell you? But then they're talking about how, there's such a push for, clean energy. So the wind turbines and the solar panels and things like that. The problem is the longevity. We're always going to have a dependence on fossil fuels. And then, what do you do with broken down solar cells from the panels? And what do you do with these wind turbines that they've outlived their lifespan? They're not recyclable. They're not, none of those things, very little of any of those components of either one of those things are actually recyclable either. So I don't know. I have a real concern about the future, like how things are actually going to go. So, and that's just some food for thought, I guess, for people. The SCA and the black powder people will be the only ones besides homesteaders who can survive when the economy fails. And it's going to. I have a very high suspicion that, because at this point, what has happened is the fact that they were saying in this, and you could probably find this information anywhere. 26% Americans and most countries worldwide during the plandemic, and yes, I did call it a plandemic, during this time, on average, households saved a total of about 26% of their money because they weren't spending it out because we were in lockdown. So, according to this docuseries, they're saying it's 26-ish%. And so that decreased the demand for goods such as oil, for, fuel, I should say, fuel oil, things of that nature. And so also China is now on this big kick where they literally shut factories down. They are only allowed to run so many hours per day, per week, per month, per year. And so your goods are not being produced in these factories quick enough to catch up with the demand now that everybody is home and shopping online. And yeah. Now we have a shortage of workers in healthcare. We have a shortage of workers in the shipping industries. And we have a shortage of workers in customer service, such as restaurants and things of that nature. Because people have decided that you don't pay me enough to put up with this crap, So yeah, I'm pretty concerned. The Feds are going to be raising the interest rates again. We're looking at another 1 to 2% increase. So we are going to suffer inflation for the next year or two, maybe. And then there's going to be a big old recession. And that's not going to be good. We have too many people on this planet for world economies to be failing like they are. There's just too many people to try to feed and to clothe and house and all of these things. So I actually got a text from someone today who asked, about what programs they could possibly, that if I knew of any programs that could help them with saving their house, because they can't afford it anymore, and they don't want to lose their home that they're trying to buy, that they're paying on, but I'm like, I sincerely do not know. Like, the only things I can tell you is that I know that as far as our city goes, like our city, we don't have anything like that. We're too small for that. We don't have programs that would help. So I referred this person to about 4 different types of not companies, but entities. I said, this is where I would start. Other than that, I sincerely I can't help you. Like, I don't know. Please keep me posted, and I will, if I can think of anything else, obviously I will try my very hardest to help you. But I don't control that, and I don't control the economy, and I don't control the fact that you are trying to raise a family on one income, and that income is not enough to pay for all of the bills that you have, and including a home. Like, I don't know. I'm in the same position, kind of. And I think most people are in this position. We're all struggling really hard right now. One income is not enough. And so what happens when our economy fails and you have people that have no incomes? I'm pretty, I'm not very optimistic about our upcoming future. So hopefully we can get it, hopefully it can get turned around and quickly. But, I don't control it. I don't fix it. I can't fix it. I'm not an economist. I'm not, I'm not a financial expert by any means, but I would think that save more, spend less is probably the number one thing. And then whatever you save, try to invest in something that will ultimately give you more money. So I don't know. I can say I didn't win the lottery Saturday night. I wish I did, but I didn't. We were actually discussing that. About winning. If we won the lottery, what exactly would we do? And I said, here's the thing. Like, obviously I'd help our family, our friends, that kind of stuff. And I said, but as far as like, well, hello, Daffy Duck. How are you? But as far as like, I think I would be very philanthropic with it. I think I would like to invest in, upcoming small businesses, things like that. Investing in the community, investing in the, just investing in people. And, and then probably do a whole lot of traveling. So, I think that we're all on, I think we're all kind of on that page. I think that we would all, for the most part, be helpful. At least I feel that the people that I associate with, I feel that for the majority of humanity, I think that others will be helpful when it's necessary. So, well, good. I'm glad that you are doing well. So, anyway, sorry I didn't win the lottery, my friends. But, you know, here we are. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and shut this down. I mean, I've been on for over 2 hours. This is crazy. I really kind of wanted to just... But it seems like everybody kind of trickles in and out over time. It just kind of depends. There are a lot of other lives going on Monday nights, but you know, you don't have a Mandy Monday. I'm the Mandy Monday. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna close this down so I can get things shut down for the night and get up in the morning, and I have potting up to do. Oh, Jess, did you see these? Girl, look. Yeah, those potted up beautifully, didn't they? And hopefully I can get an early start tomorrow on the... Yes, Deb, absolutely. So I'm going to try and get some more up potting done and more seed starting done, and get this incubator built and get some t-shirt designs done, and like I've got so much to do. I have entirely too many things to do and not enough time to do it. There are just never enough hours in the day, are there, for the things that we need to do. So I guess for the next week, until we meet again next Monday night at 7 o'clock Central, I wish you all many blessings, and I send you many hugs and love, and lots of love. And